Now, Brian, we was talking earlier about this thing called a GPS, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we was talking earlier about a GPS. And a college student can relate a GPS to all the pinpoints and the location that they want to achieve in their life, whether they study abroad in college, or whether that house you want at the end when you be on NCT careers with your 20 cars and all of that, like the ballers. But you have to keep that in your mind so that you know what you're fighting for, that you can achieve that ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of all of that, we got some quotes. One of the quotes is, our reality as college students is defined by our efforts and our actions. You are what you do. You are not what you say. You can say that you want a 4.0 or a 3.5 in that class, but if you don't do the work necessary to achieve that, someone isn't going to look at what you say you want. They're going to look at all the grades and the effort that you put forward, and that's what you will be judged on or determined on in your future life. So you have to put forth the effort to maintain things. Now also, talking about that, you cannot have 100% exterior without 100% interior. What that means is that you can't be, like say you fly in the club, you're still not 100% fly because on the inside you didn't sleep last night because you was up studying because you think you was gonna ace that exam, when last night because you crammed, you failed it, and you still at that party. And when it comes to a car, when that engine rust out, your muffler starts to go bad, that causes the deterioration and rust on the outside of the car. So if you're a college student and you're not getting the required sleep, then all of a sudden, or you're not taking care of yourself, you can get sick, you can be sleeping in class, and your body will deteriorate because your interior is not 100%. So with that being said, we need to keep our fantasies as goals, or keep them written down, and keep ourselves reminded of what we have to do to make our fantasy our reality.
We're gonna do a different segment, or we're gonna get personal on y'all. So we told that we was gonna put ourselves into a, basically what we were talking about. And I'm gonna put myself into portraying someone that I was supposed to, or someone that I didn't want to become. So I'm gonna give y'all a background. I'm from the D. No, I'm gonna just give you a little background or whatever. I grew up on Connors in '94. So if any of y'all know where that's at, y'all know that that's rough. But I mean, I'm blessed to say that, I didn't stay over there too long, but I did make a couple of bad decisions in my life, and surrounding, but most of the fact that your environment sometimes usually has an effect on you. And my environment in that case had an effect on me. I did some things that I wasn't too proud of and everything like that. But let me move on to the future. So I'm gonna say this, okay? I got to a point in my life where I wanted to walk a Christian walk. I'm gonna be real with you. I wanted to walk the real walk of what a true Christian's supposed to be. I stopped going to parties, stopped cussing, stopped doing all this type of stuff. But at the same time, that's not what I was surrounding myself with. That's not who was around me. So I had people over here that's selling weed, my cousins, doing all types of stuff. I have people over here, my boys, over here like, no, man, we need to get 1, 2, and 3, you know what I'm saying? We want them all, just basically talking to all types of girls, and at the same time, that had an effect on me. So my id, being the pleasures of myself, I wanted to do something different. I stopped focusing on my true goal to become the Christian that I wanted to be, and started to turn from that path and started walking a new path. So I started walking the path of, I'm gonna get her number, and I'm gonna get her number. Oh, I'm gonna do her wrong. I'm gonna do her wrong. And it wasn't what I wanted to do. It wasn't what my true intentions of doing. And just some of the consequences of, some of the things that you do living in a fantasy world and being, betraying yourself as someone you're not. There's consequences. Number one, the one consequence that really hurt me the most was the fact that I lost respect. I got respect lost, I should say, for lack of better terms. I lost respect. People lost respect for me. I was regarded as somebody that was a hypocrite. I was regarded as somebody that, didn't follow the standards of what a Christian was supposed to be, which was in turn my true goal. So it's like, there's consequence. There's friend loss. You got somebody that really was trying to look out for you. You got people that was trying to be there for you, but at the same time, you were so focused on different goals and just focused on pleasing your desires that, you just was like, whatever, I'm gonna do my thing and blah, blah, this, that, thing. You lose some close friends. So, I mean, I just want to say and give you all a couple of things that how I'm turning my life around or whatever, leaving the fantasy world and going back into reality. You know, it's just that you have to stop the things that you desire for. And not saying that, you know, you can't have fun or nothing like that, but I'm choosing not to go to parties and stuff like that. I'm choosing not to be around people that smoke weed. I'm choosing not to be around people that drink. Just for the simple fact because I know it's going to influence me. You got to know you're strong, you got to know your strengths, and you got to know your weaknesses. So at the same time, I know if I'm around that, I'm going to know I want to, you know, do the same thing that they doing. But at the same time, you know, at the same time, you know, I just want to get back on the path that I was on. So yeah, that's real for y'all.
All right, well, I also grew up on the east side. Before I moved to Harper Woods like 2 years ago, we was all young. I'm gonna throw it out there, I stay in East Point now. I'm out the D. All right. At where I grew up at, we was all pretty much young. Some of the older people might remember where this is. I don't know if y'all remember the Jeffries townhouses that was off the lodge down there by Motor City. I grew up literally in the Jeffries townhouses. That was my home. I went to Dewey across the street, you know, before it got turned into Malcolm X. And then after that, I moved to the Brewster homes, the Brewster townhouses. Now with the Brewsters, I went to Spain. Now, I was only at Spain for a year, and I'm gonna tell you why. I attracted bullies into my life because as a kid, I was cocky. As a little kid, I was cocky. I used to run at the mouth. Like if I got an A and you got a C, I run off at the mouth. So of course, I attracted enemies. Now, in attracting enemies, I decided to fight back. It was my first time fighting back in my life. I'm a little kid. Stepdad took me aside and was like, you know, you need to defend yourself. I'm not gonna let you be a little punk. You know, you need to man up. So in doing that, the principal homeschooled me because he thought that I was the bully and told me literally, between me and him, my mom wouldn't know nobody, that by the time I was 17, I'd either be dead, in jail, a dope addict, or like on the streets. I'm a fourth grader. Now, compare that to the Jay-Z song with Pharrell. You know, like, that's not something an adult's supposed to say to a kid. Like, you know, that's not real cool. You know, like, if I was a little kid, you know, that would like if I was really a sponge at that point in time, that would have soaked in my head and I would have became that reality. That would have become my reality. But I was looking at like to spin things into a positive. So because of that, I moved away. I went to university prep, middle school. I graduated from Detroit High School of Fine Performing Arts. Now doing that, I kept in my mind what negative things people told me to progress myself and remind myself of what I'm doing. Now my main thought was my biological father. Now I'm gonna throw him into the mix. My mom was supposed to be a doctor. I can go to the doctor's office right now. My mom would talk to them in jargon that I've never even heard and name them everything that's wrong with me before they can even figure it out. So my mom is about to go to med school. She's with my biological father, and he convinces her not to go to med school. And my mom decides to live in the fantasy of my dad's gonna get a job and he's gonna take care of the family and everything's gonna be fine. When in reality, my dad was a drug addict. My dad stole from my mom to get those drugs, and he stole from my mom's best friend. Now, it's just out there. You know, it's past. We moved on. Now, mom, it took her a while because she had to take care of her kids, and y'all know outside of 10 years, like your credits pass up, so they expire, so she couldn't go back to school. So now, mom had to wake up and go back and make her fantasy a reality. So mom in school right now fighting with her son. So all that is to say that you have to keep reminding yourself of why you're here, and that also comes with that window. You can't let crap deflect you from making your fantasy a reality. Let's show this last slide real quick. Now I don't know y'all know what car this is. This is a Bugatti Veyron. Now this is $1 million car right here. Now compare that to a student graduating from college. You know, that day of excitement, you made it, you fought, you made it. Now I know that's in your fantasy. That car may not be there. You may just want a Cadillac. That's fine. But the whole thing is, what are you going to do to make sure that you don't lose sight of your fantasy and make your reality something worse that can stop you from making that dream your reality? You know?